I keep on praising. Baby, lifting up your name. I gotta keep on praising. Christ to die is gain. And even though they criticize me, talk behind my back and tell me hurtful words, till the day I'm dead in my grave, it's God I'm gonna serve. So go ahead and talk about me and spread your lies. You the one accountable for every tear when I cry. I shed so many tears for so many years. God, can you help me? I'm trying to reach all my peers. And if you don't hear me, I'ma try harder. Even if I die from bullet shots like a martyr, this will be driving me hysterical. God, I need a miracle. Devil keep trying to hit me when I wanna get more spiritual. Lyrically, I'm praising God with every word I speak. You hurt me, but I gotta turn the other cheek. Cause vengeance ain't mine, vengeance belongs to the Lord. We gotta come together, one mind and one accord. So to those who have ears, let them listen to what I'm saying. Without you, homie, I'ma keep on praising. Keep on praising, lifting up your name. I'm gonna keep on praising Christ to die. Can you feel it? Everybody gotta know I'm gonna keep on praising. Keep on praising, lifting up your name. I gotta keep on praising Christ to die. Day I'm dead in my grave. I'm gonna keep on praising. Yeah. Lifting up your name. I gotta keep on praising Christ to die. His game. Ain't nothing, nobody gonna stop me lifting up the name of Christ, you know what I'm saying? The day I'm dead, 6 feet up, I'm gonna keep on praising, I'm gonna rock on. Keep on praising, lifting up your name, to live in Christ, to die is good.
Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, chosen elect individuals, because every day is a day of rest and peace and agape love when you're in the Most High will. And of course, you are rocking and rolling back on another journey to truth and life with your boy, none other than MTAC. I see JJ, the disciple, is in the building, and JJ, it gives me much joy every time I see you in his house, knowing that, you know, I got a brother somewhere. I actually, believe it or not, just drove through New York City 2 days ago. So, you know, for those, this is just an insert right here, right off top. For those who did give, I will be paying you back within the next 2 days, because I should be getting a payment. I was able to run. I ran my tail off, and my truck is actually parked outside, my 18-wheeler that I'm temporarily using on this seasonal contract. But yeah, if you donated, I'm not going to use any names, but Miss Carrie, if you're out there and you're watching this video, you catch this video, Miss Carrie M, you know who you are. Please email me so that I can repay you in full. I have everyone else pretty much covered. It's just Miss Carrie. So I'm going to give you an email. You'll see it on the screen that you can contact me at, and just leave either your Cash App or whatever, you know, way is most convenient for you to receive it, and I'll do my best to accommodate you. But getting back, JJ, yeah, I actually been just working time and overtime, because anyone who knows me knows I'm all about putting in the work in order to get the results. And the enemy have been attempting to sabotage the blessings and substance that the Most High have provided me with, you know. And so I went through a tough time where for the past 2 months, I ended up losing my father. Right after that, the enemy sabotaged and I lost my job. And they made sure to have the 666 tags on the scene whenever I lost my job, just to let me know it was the work of the enemy. But nonetheless, the Most High is still making a way. He's preparing a table for me in the presence of my enemy. So I ended up going back on the road, working out of Dallas, and I took a load from the Dallas, Texas area all the way to Alabama. The Montgomery area took a load from Alabama all the way up to New Hampshire. Then I went down to Boston, Massachusetts, got another load, came back through New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, that whole Interstate 95 to I-20. And now I have a load that delivers like probably an hour or less away from where I live. So I said, forget it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stop by the house. I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna speak to my people. So I hope every last one of you are doing well on this blessed day, because it is a blessed day, even though the enemy wants you to believe that your life is a living hell. He wants you to believe, let me phrase this correct, that it is normal to suffer. In the Most High's world, that is not normal. It's only normal to suffer when you're not of this world, but you're living in Satan's world. That's the only reason why we suffer, because we desire to. It says in the book of Second Timothy chapter 2, around verse 15, it says, "All that desire to live a righteous life shall indeed suffer persecution." So it's not normal for people to suffer at the hands of the wicked for just trying to stay in their own lane, mind their own business, and do the right thing. You know what I mean? But the enemy wants you to believe that this persecution, this targeting, this gang stalking, this non-consensual human experimentation and torture that we have been complaining about is something normal. It is not normal. It is demonic, but it's not normal. And it is not the state that the Most High wants us to remain in. So I want to talk about not allowing the enemy to steal your joy. In today's video, I will be posting the link so we can conversate. I definitely will, man. Enduring is what I do. You know, for those of you who don't know, my story is a very intricate one. Approximately, I don't know, 11 years ago now, um, 11, 12 years ago, I was living here in this area of Louisiana. And for some reason, out of the blue, I got blackball. For those of you who don't know what the word or the terminology blackball means, it means that you get locked out of economical inclusion and advancement. And so I was doing what I do now, which is, driving trucks. I also I did part-time. Um, I was a part-time musician and a part-time cook. I'm not going to say the locations, but I was a chef also. So I was like a jack of many trades, doing whatever I could in order to provide for me and my family. And so it got to the point where whenever I got into the trucking industry, I wanted to start my own business. And I ended up, with the company. I'm not going to say their name, but uh, everything was going great. I had a route where I would pick up locally here. I would either go down to Lafayette, Louisiana, or either Port Allen, Louisiana, which is outside of Baton Rouge. And I would come right back, and I would do that 5 days a week. On Sundays, I actually played piano part-time for, family friend, a couple of different ones. Shout out to the good pastors, because Pastor um, Bailey and also Pastor McCoy, they were out of the bunch. You know, if you're from the North Louisiana, then you know Pastor McCoy from all the work that he's done in the school district and the work that he's done in the Black community and so forth. Well, he was my godfather, and he, you know what I mean, really mentored me in a lot of ways. And so I ended up, you know, being able to use my musical talents to be able to assist him in his services, which, you know, worked out well. And I would be booked 7 days a week, doing what a real man's supposed to do. And all of a sudden, things just started going downhill. When I say downhill, it went downhill and went downhill quickly without any explanations, and weird things started happening. And it wasn't just a series of disconnected, unfortunate events. Every back set was very so connected to the next situation. I give you an example and then move on. Like, um, I would have a tire blowout, but that tire blowout would come directly on the day I'm supposed to have a job interview. So I would show up to the job interview late and not get the job. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Out of all the days for my tire to get stabbed or a hole to just randomly pop in my tire, you know, so those are the kind of things that was slowly happening. And then finally it got to the point where I couldn't get a job. People started treating me horrible, and I would call companies, fill out applications, and not even McDonald's in this area would hire me. So I was losing everything. I was married at the time, and me and my wife, she was going through gang stalking. I didn't know what it was at that time, just giving you a little backdrop. And she was trying to deal with it in her own way. I was trying to deal with it the way that most carnal-minded men deal with it, which is, you know, I'll get enough money and then I'll solve all our problems and we be back to being the happy family we, you know, are accustomed to being. And so, you know, long story short, we lost everything. Everything and every situation fell apart quicker than it could be put back together. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put our situation back together again. And so, um, sitting in my home with nothing in there but an air mattress, and I'm crying. I'm really crying, and I'm going through like, what in the world's going on? Well, I ended up checking my email, and out of the blue, I get a, you know, offer at Schneider and Mole saying, if you're willing to relocate to, you know, the Chicagoland area, then we have this job opportunity where you make 85K plus a year, working a 4-day, 12-hour work schedule, and you have 3 consecutive days off. I was like, maybe this is a miracle in a bottle. You know what I mean? So I went there not knowing that I was relocating into the belly of the beast. This is when, you know, I went to this Fortune 500 corporation that was very Luciferian, Zionist mafia, CIA infested, owned, etc. And that's when I got introduced to the MK Ultra COINTELPRO gang stalking program on an overt level. That's when I was drugged, beaten, violated in the worst ways known to man, and the most sickest, low down, dirty things that anyone could ever experience happened to me. And it was I don't want to waste your time because y'all probably don't want to hear my story, but you know what I mean? Um, it was definitely different. And I will tell anyone who say that gang stalking isn't real, targeting isn't real. My story is uh, not a conspiracy. You can validate everything that I'm saying. The first things that started happening was my uh, home was bugged, my personal vehicle was bugged, and then my work vehicle was bugged. All my phone devices and everything got infiltrated, right? Everything got infiltrated and hacked, and it was like overnight, in an instant, in a snap of a finger, everything was compromised and so forth. So it went from that to the workplace harassment, bullying. They would make fun of my name. They would set up little scenarios where either they would have someone call me on the phone in order to record and try to broadcast and make fun, or whatever the case may be. And I would play dumb because I was trying to figure out, what is this? You know what I mean? I was getting stalked, followed, you name it, the whole 9 yards. I've been through it and much, much more. People talk about the Holocaust and what happened back in Hitler's days. I'm a modern day Holocaust survivor. And these aren't overstatements, these are accurate facts. If anything, it's a understatement, you know, and so forth. So uh, the queen is in the building, uniquely made warrior, saying shalom, shalom, shalom. Yeah, we got some power in the building. So, my life, it just, the things I've gone through over the past decade would blow the average person's mind. And do it stop? No, it continue to happen every single day. Every single day, I'm being uh, followed. I'm being tortured. They're implementing artificial intelligence, silent directed energy weapons, which do exist if you just take the time to research it. I wouldn't even be talking about directed energy weapons if I wasn't a victim of it, because I wouldn't know they exist. The only reason why I know they exist is because I'm a victim of it, as well as the neuro behavioral modification programs where they follow you around. For me, since I travel a lot, it's usually caravans of vehicles that, you know what I mean, try to get some sort of road reaction from me, where they jump in front of me, they hit their brakes, they trail me, and they get over into my mirror sight with these Hitler Nazi bright lights, and they do all the, this mind games directly out of the Nazi MK Ultra handbook. I go through that every single day, but nevertheless, I don't let the enemy steal my joy. Me and Uniquely Made Warrior, we were on the phone a couple of days ago, and that was, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that was on the Sabbath. That was on Saturday. And, I'm complaining because they hit me off the bat. Soon as I get my day started, they're on it. It's never a moment of recovery and rest with these demons, with these devils. And, she just had to stop me. She said, hey, look, they're like, they don't have a life. And as long as we keep on talking about what they're doing, we're not going to have a life. So we got to start talking about something else other than what these demons are doing. And I know it's difficult because they're constantly doing it to us, but we got to find something else. So I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. It's one thing to talk it, it's another thing to walk it. And that's where I want to take this journey with you, because I got to walk it myself, where instead of constantly talking about what these devils and these demons in human flesh suits that call themselves FBI, CIA, community policing, fake friends, whatever you want to call them, stab you in the back family members are doing, we need to start refocusing and redirecting our attention on the positives and something other than, because at that point, they're not being fed. we can starve them to death by not giving them the reactions that they want. You know what I mean? And even if you do react to it, don't react to it the way that they want you to respond to it. If they expect you to be upset, find a way to uh, uh, see some sort of humor in it. Laugh in their face. You want to see a gang stalker get pissed off? Laugh in their face, because that's not the response that they want to see you with. If you want to see a MK Ultra CIA agent blow his top, let him see you happy. Let him see you smiling. And I can guarantee you, he's that devil, that demon is going to be pissed. They may spread more lies and rumors, whatever the case may be. They're already doing it. So that's just what that is. Hey, I'm going to share the link because you know what I mean. This isn't going to be no single conversation. If you guys want to jump in, um, I'm gonna post the link. I wish I could post it privately. That way, they wouldn't be able to mess up the live stream, like send a private message or something. But you know, I'm going to post a link so you know you guys can come on and talk to your boy MT. I was able to stop by the house real quick, get me a break, and Rocky, you ain't never seen him like that. You see him? He is beat from the road. That road stressed him out. Being on that 18 wheeler just really messed my dog all the way up. His little tongue is hanging out, and yeah, he's done. He came in and he came back to the porch, and he recognized he was back at home again, and he went nuts. He was like, you know, just whatever you do, don't put me back on that truck. So I wish I had another option, but for the time being, we got to do what we got to do in order to get some of these bills paid and so forth. But praying and believing that the Most High is going to open up a door of opportunity for me to be back local and have a normal daily routine and week schedule. The link is in the chat right now. So if you, whenever I see you guys in the background, uh, I'll go ahead and cue you in. But I'm going to go to the book of the Apocrypha, the Wisdoms of Sirach, and just read a couple of passages while people are queuing in. And I want to hear your story too. You know what I mean? How do you deal with the stress? How do you keep the enemy from stealing your joy? You know, chime in. And, you know, that's just what that is. Forgot I had this as a bookmarker, but yeah, that was back in the days when I actually was happy. That was my senior prom in the year of 2000. And you can see where, you know, I actually was happy. I actually had, you know, prominence. A lot of people thought I was going to be very successful. I had a lot of, you know, people rooting for me and saying, hey, you know, you're the one who's going to make it out. You're the one who's going to actually make a difference in, you know, the world and so forth. So that was in 2000 and so forth. And that was my senior prom. And since then, like I started off graduating, had a scholarship to med school where I went to. Anyway, I'm not even going to, that's living in the past. I'm not going to live in the past. We got to live in the future. But long story short is sometimes life don't go the way that you plan it. You know what I mean? Sometimes things don't go as planned because the enemy is always trying to sabotage your uh, process. He's always trying to sabotage you. We're surrounded by haters. We're surrounded by people that are smiling in your face and do you dirty behind your back all the time. They've always been there, you know, since we've been born. Kindergarten, uh, first grade, third grade, seventh grade, middle school, high school, fresh out of school, you know, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, wherever, people in their 70s, you still got haters. You still got people that are wolves in sheep clothing that are possessed or are actually demonic spirits in human form that want to see you fail. And this is what this passage is about. The link is in the live chat. So if you guys feel like chiming in and you want to talk to your boy, you want to tell me about your story, go ahead. I'm just going to read this small passage and then get right back to the diatribe. But we shouldn't be worried about these devils and these demons because the Most High, He has the final say so. Those demonic spirits, those wicked souls, they got to be judged. And that's what this describes is, you know what I mean? Uh, uh, just that. So I'm going to get to it. This is starting at verse 16, chapter 11 of the wisdoms of Sirach. And so it says, for it is easy in the Most High sight when a man dies to repay him according to his ways. These people that when that demonic, dirty, sleazy, slithering serpent seed soul depart from that body, they are going to be standing in the judgment of the Most High. They got to give a deed. Uh, they have to give an account for every deed that's been done in that body. If you're not covered in the forgiveness of the Messiah, the lamb that was slain, guess what? Your sin is going to be exposed. Everything that they've done before, since they've been on this earth, they're going to give an account for it. And there's not going to be the Most High looking at them through the righteousness of Christ, blotting out their sins and their mistakes or whatever the case may be. As a believer, you have that on the day of judgment in order to cover you. The wicked, on the other hand, when they die, the Most High is going to repay them according to uh, their wicked ways. And, you know, going on with like the things we suffer, this next verse really spoke volumes to me. It says, an hour of hardship makes one forget enjoyment. And that's what these gang stalkers do, man. You can be having the best day ever. I'm talking about SpongeBob. He got this song that my son used to love when he was little. It's called The Best Day Ever. And one day he sung his little heart out, you know, singing "It's the best day ever." And I can't sing, but I let my son sing his little heart out, "The best day ever," and he was just like, it really felt like the best day ever to him. And sometimes we got to be in that same, you know, mindset that regardless of what the enemy does, it's still the best day ever. It's 24 hours in a day. But if these demons, they understand dark psychology, and they know if they can just give you 1 hour of hell within that day, it'll make you forget all the good things that happened. It'll make you forget the fact that you woke up that morning with life, health, strength, and sobriety of mind. It'll make you forget that you have salvation, that you have a heavenly Father that loves you, that you got people still in your corner fighting for you and wishing you well, and so forth. But um, it only takes an hour of hardship to make one forget uh, the enjoyment. And when a man dies, what he has done is disclosed. Count no one happy before his death. These people, you know what I mean? They may seem like they're happy. They're riding around with the little boats, with the little paper tag, government provided vehicles, their little gift cards. You know, people are quitting their jobs in order to community harass and stalk and participate in this Nazi program right here in the United States of America. It's happening. Now hiring signs are all over the place. Of course, they don't want to hire me, but they need workers. Why? Because why do people want to work when you can receive government allotments for torture, murder, rape, psychological gaslighting, warfare games, when you can work with the sleaze bags, cesspool sleaze bags in law enforcement and in government for pay? You can torture your neighbor. You can torture that person you've been jealous of. That's what's going on here in the United States of America. But when they die, guess what? All that synthetic, artificial intelligence joy, it's going to turn into shame, torture, despair, and every other thing you could possibly think of that's bad. And it says, a man will be known by his children. Do not bring any and every man into your home. You see that door? I don't let anybody through that door. People come here from time to time, and 99% of the time, I meet them right there on that porch. I close that door behind me. You know what I mean? That's just what that is. Because you can't let everybody into your life. You don't know who sent them, what their hidden intentions are. I'm not saying don't be paranoid. I'm saying use discretion. Get to know somebody before you invite them into your life. They just pop up out the blue. We live in some trying times. We live in Jacob's trouble. We live in a time of deception, deceit, wolves in sheep clothing on the loose. And it goes on to say, for a treacherous man. Now, they didn't translate this quite right. That's a demon being. That's a gang stalker. That's a Nephilim. You know, some of these people aren't even human. They're just narcissistic psychopaths. But it says, for treacherous man or person has many wiles. Wiles is clever tactics. They're always scheming, using dark psychological tactics in order to get over on you. And a proud man, this is somebody who's wicked. Proud is narcissistic, demonic. They think highly of themselves, and that's what these demons do. His heart is like a decoy partridge in a cage. And like a spy, like a gang stalking spy, they want to tap into your phone. They want to hack into your live stream. They want to watch everything you do. They want to follow you all over the place, you know, and then as soon as you leave, they want to go spread venom, inject venom into whatever essence of good first impression you have left. They want to taint and tarnish your footsteps, the trail you leave behind in society. The enemy wants to sweep away your evidence that you was ever there, the impact, because that's what we are here for as children of light, as children of righteousness, as empaths, children of the kingdom. Wherever we go, whoever we interact with, it is blessed. We leave a blessing in the atmosphere. We bring life to the party. You know, I always wondered back in the days, like why my friends used to always be, my so-called friends, or, you know, when I was asleep in the world, we aren't going to this party without you, man. Come on, you gotta go. You gotta go. You know what I mean? It's not going to be fun unless you show up. And I'm like, I'm not cool or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not anything special, but it's the essence we exuberate. It's the light, it's the energy that we leave in the room. Everybody can be down, but when we show up, those frowns turns into smiles. That despair turns into joy. That defeat turns into victory. That hopelessness turn into hope for the future. That's what we leave behind because we have a tongue that speaks life and not death, you know? But it says, like a spy, what do? They look for your downfall. They want to steal your joy. They want to sabotage your success. You should be further along in life. I should be further along in life than I am right now. These are factual truths. The reason why we haven't, we have to climb up the rough side of the mountain, like that old song say, and we gotta fight for every inch we gain in life, is because we're constantly being spied upon by enemies, people that you don't even know exist, are at a round table discussing you, discussing me, and how they're going to sabotage what we're attempting to do. This is the reality. You can say it's paranoia, it's whatever the case may be. I'm telling you what the scriptures say. If the Most High says it, I believe it. I I experienced that just through the things I've gone through. I know for a fact now this is true. I used to be a little green and naive and not acclimated to how the world really works. But one thing I'm thankful for with this gang stalking persecution program is that it woke me up to how evil people really are and how it is so necessary for us to put on the whole armor of the Most High Yah every single day because we're in a constant state of war. It is people that go over and beyond to see you fall. They rejoice, they celebrate, they throw a party every time they believe that they've been successful at sabotaging your life, causing your relationship to fail, a marriage to fail, a career or a business opportunity to not come into fruition. You know what I mean? Your health, to, whatever it is, you and your kids to be arguing, whatever downfall they feel like they played a part of, it's what they celebrate. That's how you know it's demonic. It's demented. That is a state of mind, a demented state of mind. Is what these gang stalking spies look for. They have a demented state of mind that's always looking for your downfall. It says for he or they, because it's a lot of females that's in participating in the gang stalking program as well, tries to do what? Entrap you. They want to entrap you, turning good into evil. Every good thing you do, they they want to make it evil. That's, man, I can stop reading right there. They want to entrap you, turning good into evil. And I had to learn this early on in the gang stalking. They would set up something called street theater. You know, they would set up something called street theater. And it could be something as simple as somebody pretending like they're broke down on the side of the road and they're flagging me. And when I stop, they could be, you know, anything, drug dealer or homosexual, you know, any sort of wicked image that the enemy wants to project on you. That's what they'll use because they know we're kind-hearted, we're good people, and they'll do anything to um, take the good we naturally exuberate and have it presented as something evil, something deceptive. You say something, it could be as good as, you know, simple as um, You know, I sure wouldn't mind, um, getting a raise, sometime soon. They'll go behind you and may tell the person or coworker, they want your job, they want, etc. You know what I mean? Now you got people looking at you sideways for something you have no intention or no ideal uh, is existing. This is the reality of it. Let me check some of these. The book of Baruch is a powerful one as well. You know what I mean? That's the missing book of Jeremiah, the testimonials. Baruch described, wrote down the words of Jeremiah while he was up in the um, prison stock. But anyway, this is the reality of what it is. I'm gonna get back to telling my testimony because maybe it will encourage someone else to be brave enough to chime in, to hit that link that's in the live chat and tell their story. So, where did I leave off? Some of the things I've gone through, and I'm kind of summarizing it because I'll be here for years trying to explain everything that I've gone through. Gangstalking. So the enemy have many ways that uh, he or many tactics, many devices that he utilize in order to steal your joy. You got to be aware of the tactics, the devices, the strategies that the enemy use in order to do that. You got to be as wiser than them serpents, but still harmless as a dove. Why do you need the wisdom to understand how they think, how they operate, so you can circumvent their attempts? For example, I just told in the live stream how I uh, went all the way up to New Hampshire, past, New York, New Jersey, Boston, all that, and came back. The whole time they was attempting to like really give me road rage. Now I'm already familiar when they first started doing it about 10 years ago. It used to irritate me. It used to do all kind of stuff, make me nervous, etc. But because I'm familiar with those psychological road tactics, they call it the floating box. You can type in the FBI's floating box in Google or Bing or whatever search engine, and it'll describe exactly what I'm discussing. Where there's a lead, there's a follow vehicle, and then, you know what I mean, that they use triangulation in order to constantly remain around you at all times. Well, since I knew the tactics of the enemy, I was able to avoid them at every single level. You know what I mean? Whenever I felt like it, I could get rid of them. And whenever, it was just a situation I wanted to ignore, I would turn on my cruise control, blast my music, and say, hey, any one of these low down dirty bastards that jump in front of me and want to be ignorant, I got this camera rolling. It's going to show on film that I was driving, I was driving the speed limit, I was maintaining my lane, and some idiot jumped in front of me, slammed on his brakes, and I had no control over the fact they got turned into a pancake. So, you know what I mean? They would do that at the risk, hoping that I would slam on my brakes and would cause the truck to jackknife. Guess what I did? I kept that joke on cruise control. I didn't tap the brake one time. They were going to be a pancake if they had not hit the gas. One of them jokers' vehicle stalled just as he hit the brakes and slammed on the brakes in front of me, and then tried to hit the gas right before the point of impact. His vehicle stalled, and I just knew. I said, "Man, we're going to have a gang stalking pancake today." And it just so happened, by the grace of the Most High, his vehicle caught traction and he zoomed off. Next thing I know, about a mile or maybe a half a mile up the road or so, he was on the side of the road, um, outside the car, on his hands and knees, just weeping, just crying because I'm pretty sure he saw his demonic life flash before his eyes. Like, how did I allow the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, whoever's running this program, to convince me to put my life on the line? That could have been it. And it would have been no salvation for that demonic person at all. They would not have had a chance to repent. Now they do. They can say, hey, Father, forgive me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm caught into. I don't know why, you know, or how I got into this, but I won't out. Father, please save me. And there's a chance that they may actually receive salvation and forgiveness. They'll still have to pay for the deeds that they have done, all the wicked, evil deeds in some form or fashion, but they have another chance. That person that was convinced by the alphabet community to follow me along and to jump in front of me and hit their brakes on a busy interstate just to get some sort of neurological reaction from me almost lost their life. Almost lost their life. Gang stalking pancake is almost what they were, and so forth. So, that's what it is. And then, I just mentioned something too that people got to be aware of. The whole program is designed around Barack Obama's BRAIN initiative, behavior modification for national security purposes. So you have the psychology, you have the sociology, you have the neurotech science and so forth. And what they're trying to do is change you from being you. They want to completely change, it's called neuroplasty if you want to look it up. That's when you rewire someone's uh, neurological thought patterns or brain patterns in order to create a new paradigm or new thought process. Simply put, it's MK Ultra, right? It's MK Ultra mind programming is what it is. And so they utilize these tactics, they utilize the lights, the responses, all this stuff in order to rewire the way you think as a person. The devil hates the fact that you're you. And as long as you remain you, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave and act, they'll do anything in order to change that. And since the devil don't possess you because you're the property of the Most High Yah through the precious um, sacrifice of the Lamb, which was slain before the foundations of the world, then if he can't possess you, then he'll do everything that he can in order to conform you to a different thought process. And once you think different, you're going to feel different. Once you feel different, you're going to start behaving and responding different. Every targeted individual who's been in this program long enough know that there's one single linear thing that we have in common. Is the way that we felt, behaved, and perceived, the way we thought, felt, behaved, and perceived the world before the program started is totally different than what it is after. And that's the ultimate goal of this program. And I'll say that again, put a pin in that. If there's nothing else you got out of this live stream, that right there alone is worth $1,000. It's worth $1,000,000. The mere fact that before the program you were one way, During the program, you're a totally different way. You may be more hyper vigilant, less trusting. I'm not saying some of these things aren't good to have as um, traits or whatever. I'm just saying that they didn't exist before. Think about how free spirited you were. Think about how much of a creative thinker you was before this program began. Now think about where you are now. The mere fact that 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you are focused on surviving. You're focused and stressed out about this program and what people are doing to you and saying about you behind your back. Where, where's the room for your creative thinking, for your imagination, for your innovation, your new ideals and things you want to accomplish? You don't have that anymore. Your ability to think big, speak life into your future and say, hey, I want to do such and such. I'm going to do such and such. You know what I mean? That'll be nice. I have a great ideal. You know what I mean? I was wondering, you know what I would like to do for such and such? Like that goes out of the window when you're bombarded with all the negativity and they've studied. Remember, Satan's been doing this since the Garden of Eden. He's a mastermind of dark psychology, taking you out of your element, taking you out of your game. He's kind of like the Muhammad Ali of the spiritual warfare boxing, where you get so caught up in what the enemy is saying about you and telling you what he's going to do and trying to do to you that you forget completely about the fact that you're going for victory in life. You're destined for victory in life. You completely forget about all the plans and the things you had in motion in order to get you to your purpose, your destiny, your expected end, as the book of Jeremiah or Lamentations says, rather. You know what I mean? You forget about that. I I look at myself in the mirror and I see how much I have aged over the past 11 to 12 years. I look at my body and I see how it's not the same anymore as when I was in my prime and my peak. I didn't have a six pack, I had an eight pack. When I could go outside and I would just literally jump like that um, patio I have outside. It was nothing, just because I was happy to climb up on top of the side rails and do a backflip onto the ground. And now my body's not the same anymore. I've aged. I'm starting to get gray hairs. Shouldn't have it, but that's the reality of it. And some of you are going through the exact same thing. Some of you out there feel like it's over with. Your best life is behind you. This program have taken the best years of your life behind you. Well, I'm here to tell you that the enemy is a lie. He can't steal your joy. He can't steal what belongs to you. It's still yours. That happy relationship you want to be in. He can't steal that away from you. That dream job you want to have, or that business you want to start, or that non-profit charity that you want to start, that daycare, that family, those kids you want to have, that relationship with the Most High, most of all, that you want to build, the community work you want to implement, that big house with the yard that you want. Like, he can't take that away from you. The ability to wake up in the morning and smile, it's still yours. He's just distracted us with this program to make us forget about the fact that if we put our minds to it, we can actually do it. And there's nothing any devil walking this earth can do to stop us. Because greater is the Holy Spirit power in us than the weak, demonic, low down, dirty, slithering, rapist, homosexual pedophile spirit that is operating in that world. That's the reality of it. That's why come it takes so many of those bastards to team up against you, to team up against us. You have a whole community, people that you don't even see. The field gang stalkers are just the ones you see. You don't even see the ones that are operating from the NSA base. How many people at the Fort Lee NSA base is in on this? Or some sort of secret black op military laboratory is working, or the CIA, in Virginia, what they're doing, or the FBI out of their Chicago headquarters, how they're implementing and working through the computers and different locations and professional hackers contracted with these alphabet organizations. How many of them are working? Literally, if I if I threw out a number of how many people are targeting me, if I said 10,000, I feel like it'll be an understatement. It may sound like an overthrow, but you guys, you better get real. You think that the enemy would spare any expense when it comes to seeing a child of the Most High not fulfill their destiny, not experience the abundant life and joy that our Savior came to give us access to? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. If you think about it, they will move people, hundreds of people, tens of people, however many it takes just in your community. And that's just to have a point of access to you. They'll place people on your jobs. Those are just what you can physically see. What you don't understand is you have more unseen enemies than seen enemies. That's what you don't know. It's that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the enemy is working behind your back in order to do what? It says it right here. It says it right here in verse number 30. It says, like a spy. Hold on, let me get the focus right because they don't want you to see it. Like a spy, what do? They look for your downfall. They're always looking for a way for you to downfall. But I'm here to tell you, the Most High has it destined for you to succeed. Only thing that we got to do is go for it. He's saying if you go for it, it's already yours. I already have it ruled out. If you go to start such and such business, if you go to, seek, he says, in all our ways acknowledge him, he'll direct our path. He said, seek ye first the kingdom, and then what? He's going to add the stuff that's destined for us to it. It's easy as that. Now the enemy, he keeps us distracted with, man, I'm just trying to go in the store and just get one item, and 20 people run inside and jump in line, and now I gotta wait in line, and they're probably doing something to my car, et cetera, et cetera. That's what they do. They are seeking your downfall, but the reality of it is, though they try, they can't succeed unless you help them succeed. Can't nobody defeat us but us. We only lose when we stop. And TIs, I'm not going to call you TIs. I'm going to call you what you are. You're victors. You're kings and queens from another system. We're part of the Most High's system. We are royalty. Royalty, and they know that. The way we walk, the way we talk, the way we look, the way that we present ourselves, guess what? We're still royalty. If a king or queen put on the uniform of a servant, would it change their status? The answer is no. And if a servant put on a crown and a king or queen's uniform, would it change their status? The answer is no. It's not going to change. There's an old saying, the man make the clothes don't make the man, or the costume or whatever you put on. You got to remember that this isn't something that you work towards. It's something that you're born to do. You're born to do it. We're born to do it. You're born royalty. Now, to be counted worthy of that, we have to go through this, and the Most High is allowing it like a Job story in order to count us worthy of what He's already given us birthrights to. And this is probably going over some of you guys' head, but I'm hoping that for whoever it's for, they get it. They get the ideal of, man, I'm a king. For you ladies, when you look in the mirror, know that you're royalty. You're a queen. You are a queen. And at some point in time, you knew that, especially when you were a kid. When you were a child, you knew your greatness. You had imagination. And it wasn't your imagination, it was reality. The Most High give children extraordinary imaginations that goes far beyond no limitations on a child imagination, right? Why do He do that? Because He gives them access of what they are capable of. Whatever you imagine, you can achieve, you can succeed in that point. The enemy deprives over time someone of um, you know that true perspective of who they are, what they can do, and what can be accomplished. That's the reality of it. And this whole program is just an amplification of that. It is an amplification of the enemy's attempt to discourage you and to deceive you from realizing who you are, what you're capable of, what your purpose is. Sometimes, and what not all the time, in order to truly access the kingdom blessings, to reclaim your throne, your purpose, your blessed, abundant life, you got to, as Christ say, come back in it as a child. You got to go back to that child state of mind. Sometimes, you know what I do? You know what MT do? I'll go back and I'll watch cartoons that I used to watch when I was a kid, enjoy myself and laugh. I will. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, things I used to like to do, like music and stuff like that, I'd be up in here singing and, playing my piano. I'll even try to play my guitar or whatever it is. Things that I used to do and enjoy when I was a kid. And you got to do the same thing. I'm outside. Well, I've already showed it. I'm not going to get up and walk out there. I got a garden planted. Why? Because when I was a kid, that's what we used to do out there, and I was having fun. You know what I mean? Sometimes like when it was an option, it was fun. When it became like mandatory, like, oh, you're going to get out there and you're in a hot sun, and no, you can't leave and you can't take a break. That's when the fun went out of it. You know, things are enjoyable until it becomes labor, when it becomes work. You see what I'm saying? And it goes all the way back to, the curse and the garden and so forth, were the cultivation process. It was fun. It was just something that I love to do. But then when what you love to do becomes a job, the enemy sucks all the joy out of it when it becomes labor. But that's a side note. I done got sidetracked off topic. What I'm here to tell you and to remind you of is your royalty. You're somebody. You have a purpose. You think out of all the souls and existent, the Most High didn't specifically destine you. Yeah, He created you. There's only one you. You're not a clone. You're not a carbon copy. There's nobody else like you. If you know what I mean, if you're a clone and you're watching this, if you're a carbon copy or whatever the case may be, I can't help you. Only thing you can do is listen in to what blessings and goodness the Most High have in store for those that are His. But for you, blessed individuals, you BIs, blessed individual, know this: before you was in the womb of your mother, before you took on physical form, the spiritual you, the real you, the eternal you was already blessed, was already royal, was already destined with, and empowered with greatness, with the ability to do amazing things. This is the truth of the matter. And I'm just here to remind you, you don't have to listen to what the devil have deceived you into believing, that every single morning you wake up, your life is meant to be trying, regretful, a strain. That's not what it was meant to be. The only reason why they're doing all that is to take your mind off the fact that you have the ability to accomplish things that only the child you could imagine. Because the adult you, I'm pretty sure you're probably like me. You've lost a lot of that luster of innovation, motivation, and to know what you're capable of achieving and so forth. So let me check some of these. No more. Anyway, let me repost the link. If you guys want to come on and chat with your boy, you can click on that link. I'll catch you in the background, and you're more than welcome to hop aboard. You know what I mean? But that's just what it is. Let me read some more of this because you know what I mean. My words um, ain't nearly as powerful as the word of Yah. So let's get back to it. It says, he tries to entrap you. These gang stalkers, these haters, because that's what they are. People that hate you for without a reason. They want to. They try to entrap you. They try to turn what you're good into evil. And then what do? They try to find fault with your favorite things. Whatever it is that you want to do, they want to suck the joy out of life. They're vampires. These are spiritual vampires, energy vampires. That's what they are. You enjoy listening to a little jazz, and you know what I mean. Some of you have a glass of wine. They come through, and oh man, look at them. I thought they was a child of the Most High. Look at them. They sipping on some wine and listening to some jazz music. Most High ain't even condemning you. It's these demons who are already condemned to the pits of hell. They're trying to find faults in your favorite things. You want to just go outside, plant a garden or a flower garden. You want to, um, spend a little money on yourself. And for you ladies, maybe get a makeover, whatever it is that you guys do. Get your hair done, get your nails done, get everything did, looking fancy, huh? But you're at the saloon or salon or wherever it is that the females go in order to get right. And as a woman, as a queen of the Most High, in the Most High's kingdom, should I say, here comes the haters. You know, I thought you was a righteous person. I thought you was a woman of the Most High. Look at you getting your nails done, your hair did, everything did. You know what I mean? You think you're all that in a bag of chips. What are they doing? They're hating. They're jealous because not only or you start to realize that you are queen in your mind, you're starting to actually care for yourself and look like one on the outside. For you fellas, you know, the same thing. The enemy discourages you to the point where you don't want to work out. And I got to start working out. I got my, you know, football, basketball, and lift weight over there on the bottom shelf or whatever. But the moment that you start working out, you start doing a little jogging, here come these stalkers invading your space. You're like, nobody's ever at this park. Nobody's ever on this walking trail or at this gym at this specific time. The moment that you start, like, it's one thing to think that you're royalty, it's another thing to start putting plans and actions and behaviors in motion in order to produce the manifestation and presentation of royalty on the outside. Here they come to discourage you, to find fault in it. Why you want to work out? You know, you must be trying to, you know, pick up some bras or something like that. And you like, man, no, I just want to feel good. I just want to look good. You know, ain't nothing wrong with working out. I got a big gut. My belly is so big, I got to prop it up with a 2x4 sometimes. But guess what? I've been working out, slimming down that belly of mine because the Most High, He didn't create a big gut. The enemy created that big gut, and he wants you to feel stuck with that big gut. You don't have to be stuck with it, and you don't need liposuction or anything like that. But I'm here to tell you as well, if you are a big boned person and you say, hey, man, I'm just naturally big, you love yourself. You love yourself anyway. You love who the Most High created you to be, as long as you're healthy, mentally, spiritually, physically, as long as you're in the will of the Most High. There is no condemnation, the scripture says, to those that love Him and is called according to His will and His purpose. As long as you're walking in righteousness, there's no condemnation on the whether you're big. If you want to get in shape, if you want to be healthy and fit, then that's good too. That's what I'm working toward. You can do that as well. But whatever it is, whether you're somebody who want to, uh, as they say, you know, uh, turtle wax the car, you know, give it a little pizzazz and make it look good. Or if you're happy with driving down the street with a little dirt on the hood, they still want to turn your good into evil. You feel good about yourself, or you want to do whatever it is, they want to turn your good into evil. It goes on to say, and they want to find fault with your favorite things. It says, a spark of fire kindles a whole heap of coal. Now, this is deep if you think about it. Only thing it takes, back in the days, they used to rub sticks together. I remember back in elementary school, maybe you guys uh, had, had the same thing. In elementary school, they would teach us how to take certain sticks and certain flint stones, not like the cartoon. It's just that part of my country accent kind of mess up my articulation from time to time. I'm trying to get rid of it, but it still lingers. So do forgive my speech. Flint stones in order to start a fire or whatever. Rule of thumb was you only needed one spark that you could blow on and give oxygen, and that would create the entire fire. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, as I never could get mine started. I tried and tried. I tried to, you know, rub the sticks together and hit the stones, and I never could get it started as a child. I'm pretty sure I could probably do it now, But the fact of the matter is, only thing it took was one little spark, and before long, you had a whole campfire from one little spark. What do that mean? The enemy knows that if he can just introduce one little spark in your life situation, it can burn up everything. It can burn up everything. For example, the gang stalking. It starts with maybe one little lie. That one little lie ends up blossoming into a whole world of what we're experiencing now. Now, if you're not being gang stalked or you don't know what a targeted individual goes through, then go back and watch some of my old videos and you'll learn all about it. But for those of you who know, it starts with them spreading just what? A single little lie, a single little spark, and it burns away your dreams, your aspiration, concentration, all that. You forget who you are. You forget what you're about. You forget what you love. You forget what you came to this earth to do. Moving on, and then I'll close out. It says, but a sinful, a wicked, low down, dirty person lies in wait for blood. They lie in wait. They want to kill you. They want to see you dead. They want to kill your character. They want to kill your dreams. They want to kill your relationship, your happy relationship. They want to kill your marriage for those of you who are married. They want to kill that close brotherhood or sisterhood you have, friendship. They want to kill it all. They're lying and waiting for blood. They're murderers from the beginning. They want to murder everything that you're about. So it says, beware of an evildoer, for he or she contrives wickedness. Contrives wickedness. That's all they do. Dark psychology, concoct something evil, wicked, in order to execute on the righteous, who's just going about your business, doing what you do, not knowing that you have wolves out here in sheep clothing that are waking up every single morning, going to sleep every single night, concentrating and contriving wickedness against you. You are living rent free, as I've said before, in their cerebellum. You're living rent free in their adulum oblongata, their frontal lobe. Heck, you may even have access to the basement of their spinal cord. You know what I mean? Their whole mind is wrapped around you. They think about you all the time because honestly, they wish they were you. You know how many of these people out here in the world today that would never tell you, wish they could trade places with you, wish they had your talents, wish they had your gifts, the things that you just do naturally is just so all striking to them. And their envy, that's called envy. That's called covetousness. And that's what they're full of. And that's what the enemy fuels them off. He take that jealousy, that envy, that covetousness, and he fuels that. He magnifies that. He turns it up like the volume knob on a stereo until only thing that they can focus on, the only thing that they can hear is the fact that you're blessed, you're empowered in your purpose, and they are not. So much so that they'll do whatever it takes, since they ain't got it, they'll do whatever it takes for you not to have it. Now, they can't steal it from you. Like I said, the enemy can't steal your joy. They can't steal your gifts. They can't steal your talents. They can't steal that, but they can sure as heck make you forget that you possess it, that it's yours. They can sure make you believe or forget what to do with it, how to use it, how to apply it. These are the realities. They can knock you off your square, take your concentration out of the game. And before long, you're just surviving, but you're not thriving. You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere close to your destiny, to the finish line. You're running in circles. That was the whole point of the children of Israel being in the wilderness, just moving in circles, doing a lot of moving, a lot of traveling, a lot of going from one place to the other, but never heading in the right direction. Being on a merry-go-round in life. And most blessed individuals, BIs is what I'm going to call you from now on, you can look back on the years of your life since the persecution have started, and you'll have to admit you've been on a merry-go-round. You've been going around and around and around and around, ending up right back where you started, like Groundhog's Day. Every day you wake up to the same end. Let me tell you, let me assure you that that is not the Most High's plan for you. And there's no devil in hell that can take away the joy, the blessings, the Holy Spirit power that's been given to you through Christ. Everything that the enemy seemingly stole from you is still there. You can tap into it. Most High still wants you to have it. Still wants you to have it. I remember, and this is just kind of a side story to help someone out. There was a lady, she was either in her late 50s or maybe early 60s, but she was kind of up there. And her whole entire life, she never got married or any of that. Never had kids or anything like that. But she always, she told her testimony, she always like had the dream ideal of what kind of husband she wanted, man of the Most High Yah. She wasn't going to settle, what kind of situation that she wanted to be in. And she always knew that from a little girl that she would have a husband that would treat her like the spiritual queen that she is. She was in her late 50s when she actually got that. Now, I'm pretty sure by her going through her 40s or whatever the case may be, she gave up on hope. She said, it ain't going to never happen. None of this is going to happen. But at some point in time, she woke up, and the only thing it took was a prophet, a man of the Most High Yah, to speak into her life and said, I see you getting married. She thought the man was crazy. She thought the prophet was insane. Like me at my age, I'm past my prime. My looks are on the downside. You're telling me that I'm going to get married? I've never been in that type of situation before. Let me tell you, after that prophet spoke into that woman's life, in less than 4 months, she had met the man of her dreams, and she had started planning for her wedding and was walking down the aisle in matrimony. I could say the person's name, but for, you know, since it's someone I know personally and so forth, I don't want to, you know, that's their testimony. But yeah, it happened just that quick. The moment that she heard the prophet, it was in motion. The moment that she started to believe, she said at first she was like, okay, this is crazy. Or maybe he saw something, but then she woke up a few days later, like, You know what? I believe it. I believe it. She started believing again. And the moment that she believed it again, it manifested. And it didn't take long. It manifested in a matter of months. In the snap of a finger, it was done. So I'm here to tell you, whatever it is that the Most High have for you BIs, you blessed individuals, it's already there. They may have hindered you, they may have slowed down the process, but it's still happening. And ain't nothing they can do about it but sit on the sideline and watch. After all their wicked, demonic efforts and attempts to sabotage the Most High's plan for your life, only thing that they're going to be left doing is left on the sideline, watching you succeed while all their plans ultimately fail. You know, round of applause for the haters, because sometimes it takes the haters in your life to make you appreciate the moments of victory when they come. Sometimes it takes the haters in your life to make you really appreciate the success when it comes. Sometimes it takes the haters in your life to make you really appreciate the manifestation of the desires of your heart. Anyway, it's your boy MT. Just wanted to stop in, check in, and bless everyone. Um, Hopefully, someone got something out of this. And just to let you guys know, I am back in motion. I am back in action. So anyone who actually gave, once again, Miss Carrie M, you know who you are. Please email me your Cash App, or however you want to receive your donation back. And everyone who did donate, you'll be getting paid back this week. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be tacking on $5 if the Most High's will to whatever it is that you donated. Because although the enemy may have set us back, it was just a minor setback for a very major, major, Most High powered comeback. Remember that all the setbacks in your life was just setting you up for a major, major victory, major, major comeback. You fellas know what I'm talking about. If you ever play football or you watch football, you know when it's late in the fourth quarter and the team you're rooting for is pushing the ball up the field and they want it. And you know they're going to get it because you can feel it. You can feel victory on their side. And they throw that Hail Mary into the end zone. They run that hook and ladder in the backfield and they move that ball across the end zone and achieve victory as the clock is running out. That's what the Most High is getting ready to do right now for many of us. Is even though it's late in the game and it looks like time is against us, that's what the Most High is getting ready to do. He's getting ready to give us that major comeback and the crucial moments where it matters most. Till next time, you guys continue to stay woke, continue to stay in the word. Most of all, let the word stay in you, that truth. And I promise you, you will be blessed. MTAC, as always, has got to be his out.